Good morning everyone. So today we are going to start a new chapter, and the chapter is continuity and differentiability of functions. So firstly we will discuss continuity of functions. So we have already discussed about the functions, okay, like f a to b, okay, is called function, and it is nothing but it's a rule, okay, with the help of which you associate each element of A to B, okay, uniquely. And if this domain happens to be subset of real number, okay, and your codomain also subset of real number, then we say that this function is real valued function. Function is real valued function, okay. So now we will discuss about the continuity. Now what does continuity mean? Okay, so here whenever we have a function, okay, then whatever you put give the input, you'll get output. Yes, so when you plot this graph for these points, input comma output, then you'll get graph, okay. So for some function what happens, you can draw the graph without lifting the pen, okay. So we say that that function is continuous, okay. Let's say, try to understand from here. I have taken one function, okay, and this function is f of x is equal to x square plus 1, okay. This is the function, and I have taken x in this interval, open interval, minus 2 comma 2, okay. Means x can be anything between minus 2 and plus 2, okay. So x can be anything between minus 2 and 2. So whenever you take, let's say you are taking x equal to 0, so your output will be 1, okay. So here, so same way, when you plot graph for this function, okay, you will get this, and here you can see that I am able to draw this graph without lifting my pen, okay. So we say that this function is continuous in interval minus 2 comma 2, okay. Now let me give you example of not continuous function, okay. Okay, see over here, I have taken one function fx equal to x, okay. Fx will be x if x is less than equal to 1, otherwise it will be 3 minus x if x is greater than 1. So here when I am trying to draw this graph, no, so let's say I have started here, okay, I am plotting the points and I am getting graph, okay, and as I reached over here, now I have to lift my pen, okay, in order to continue to draw the graph. So once I lift my pen, so discontinuity is encountered, okay. So you can see that this function is not continuous, and you can see at what point I had to lift my pen. I had to lift my pen at point 1, okay, and I had to jump, okay, here, and then I had to draw. So there is a jump discontinuity, okay, and that is at x equal to 1. So if for any function, if you get something like this where you are not able to draw the function, okay, without lifting the pen, that means discontinuity is there. Okay, so all the time it's not possible for us to draw the graph and then do the analysis regarding the continuity and discontinuity. Okay, so we should have some method uh, to confirm its continuity and discontinuity. So here in your maths copy you are supposed to give the heading, okay, and then you will write this. Till now whatever I have explained over here with this graph, okay, these are all rough work, you can just to clear the concept. Now the thing is, all the time we are not going to draw the graph, okay, so we should have something, okay, which can help us to determine whether the function is continuous or not. So here we will be discussing the continuity of function at a particular point. Like here, if you see, I take x equal to 1. So at x equal to 1, I have to check whether this graph is continuous or not. So what I will do, I will take one point which will be little less than x, okay, so this side I will take, and another point I'll take little greater than x equal to 1, okay, and then what I will do is I will try to approach x equal to 1 from both the side, okay. It means that I am looking for the limit, I am looking for the limit when x tends to 1, okay. So here when I am trying to approach x from the right hand side, okay, from the right hand side when I am trying to approach x equal to 1, so here value for this I am getting 2, okay, getting it, and when I am trying to approach x from left hand side, still I am getting my value to be 2. So here you saw that limit x tends to 1, here when I put minus, that means I am approaching from left hand side, so left hand limit, okay. F of x is equal to limit x tends to 1 plus. So here you saw that, okay, this means right hand limit, okay. So here when I am trying to approach x from right hand side, I am getting 2, and when I am trying to approach from left hand side, still I am getting 2. So here you saw that limit exists, okay, and here left hand side limit and right hand limit equal. So here limit x tends to 1 for fx exists, okay, and also f of 1, okay, f of 1 here 1 square plus 1 equal to 2, clear. So here we observe that limit x tends to 1 fx is equal to f of 1, okay. So if this happens, okay, then we say that this function is continuous at x equal to 1, clear. But if you see in this case, no, where it was discontinuous, I want to see whether this function is continuous at x equal to 1 or not. So what I will do, 1 is here, okay, x equal to 1 is here. So I will take x equal to something which is little less than 1, that means somewhere here, and then I will approach towards x equal to 1, and in that case my value for this graph, for this function, will come this, okay, whatever value is here I will get this value, okay. And I I'll take another point, okay, which will be little greater than 1, and then I will approach towards x equal to 1 from the right hand side. So when I'm approaching, no, so at that time I will get value somewhere here, okay. So you saw that your right hand limit is this, okay, and your left hand limit is this one, and they are not equal. Let's say this is equal to 2 and this is equal to 3, okay. So they are not equal. So here left hand limit and right hand limit not equal, so we cannot talk about its continuity. That means discontinuity is there, okay. So all the time it's not possible for us to draw graph and then discuss its continuity and discontinuity. So we have some method for that. So that method is this. Let f be a function that is defined for all x in some open interval containing a, like here this was our function fx, okay, this is our function fx, and this is defined in interval minus 2 comma 2. So this is the interval minus 2 comma 2. So this function is defined on this interval, clear. And here I had discussed continuity for x equal to 1, okay. So in general we write, we are discussing continuity at a, so that should, suppose I am discussing continuity of 1, so that 1 should lie in this interval, okay. We cannot discuss continuity at x equal to 3 because 3 is not in this interval, okay. So that's what it's trying to say, that if f be a function that is defined for all x in some open interval containing a, then f is said to be continuous at a, okay, if left hand limit, okay, equal to right hand limit is equal to f of a, okay, or in short we can say limit of fx when x tends to a should be equal to f of a. So here I tried to explain that only, like when I was looking for continuity at x equal to 1, so I had approached to 1 from right hand side, okay, that means I was looking for right hand limit, and once I had approached to x equal to 1 from left hand side, that means I was looking for left hand limit, and we saw that left hand limit and right hand limit came to be 2, okay, and also we saw that f of 1 also came to be 2, okay. So that is what is trying to say, that if you are looking for continuity, if you are looking for continuity at x equal to a, then we will say that function is continuous at a only if left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to f of a, okay. So in short we write LHL RHL equal to f of a, okay. Now things will be more clear once we do a few examples, okay. See, here one function is given, f of x will be x if x is less than equal to 1, okay. So suppose I take here 1, okay, in place of x, if I take 1, then output will be 1 only, because this input x is less than equal to 1, okay. If I put 2 over here, okay, then 2 is greater than 1, so output will be according to this 3 minus 2, that means 1, okay. So one function is given, this function is given, and we have to check whether this is continuous at x equal to 1 or not, okay. Why we have to check at x equal to 1 only? Because here we see that this function has been defined in piecewise, okay, and because of 1, okay, so we have to discuss its continuity at x equal to 1 only. So here firstly we will find its left hand limit, okay. So since we are looking for continuity at x equal to 1, so you know that if I am looking for continuity at x equal to a, then how do we write? We write limit x tends to a minus here, then f of x, okay. But here right now we are looking for x equal to 1, so we'll write this, okay. So left hand limit equal to this. Now in the very next step what you will do, this in place of this x you will write h, okay, and place of this 1 you will write 0, okay, and in this place of x what you will write, this 1 minus h, okay, and then you know that 1 minus h, okay, 1 minus h will be something less than 1, okay. So you know that this function f will give you x only if x is less than equal to 1. So here output will be 1 minus h only according to this, okay. So you got, now if you put h equal to 0, okay, then you are getting a definite value, so limit will be 1 over here, okay. Now right hand limit, here limit x tends to 1 plus, because we are tending from approaching from right hand side, so x tends to 1 plus, okay, and here f of x. The next step, you will, this x in here in place of x you will write h, okay, and then here 0, and here you will write plus, okay, and then f of 1 plus h you will write, okay, because you are approaching from right, okay, so 1 plus h. Now 1 plus h will be greater than 1, okay, so output of this will be governed by this one, 3 minus x, so your output will be 3 minus this whole thing, okay. Then if you put h equal to 0, okay, then you are getting a definite value, so limit will be that only, so 3 minus 1, that is 2. So here what did you observe? And okay, next one, f of 1, okay, f of 1 according to this, f of 1 will be 1. So here what did you observe? That left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, okay. So fx is discontinuous at x equal to 1, because the condition is your left hand limit should be equal to right hand limit, and this should be equal to f of a, okay, like here in this case a was 1, okay. So here we saw that left hand limit was 1, right hand limit was 2, and f of 1 was equal to 1, okay. So here these two are not equal, okay, not equal, that's why. So this is the graph, okay, for this function. You are not supposed to draw this, you will not draw in the copy also. If you want to draw for the reference, you can draw, otherwise not needed, okay. So whenever you get a question to confirm whether this is continuous at some point or not, okay, then you have to follow this method only, okay. You should find the left hand limit, right hand limit, and then function value for that point, okay. And if you find that all three are equal, then only we'll say that function is continuous, otherwise discontinuous, okay. Now see next example. Here we have one function, f of x is this, x square minus 4 upon x minus 2, x not equal to 2, and function value will be 4 if x is 2. Now why this has been defined in piecewise? Because if you see, if you put x equal to 2 over here, then denominator will become 0. So function will not be defined. Okay, that's why for x not equal to 2, function is defined like this, and for x equal to 2, function is defined like this. Now the question is, here you can see that this function has been defined in piecewise due to x equal to 2. Okay, because it is not defined, this function is not defined for x equal to 2. Okay, that's why they had to define it piecewise. So we have to check its continuity at x equal to 2. So that means firstly we have to find left hand limit, that means x tends to 2 from left hand side f of x, then you write limit, here x tends to h tends to 0 minus f of 2 minus h. Okay, and then you have to find your right hand limit, x tends to 2 from right hand side f of x, then limit h tends to, okay, so you have to find these two, and you have to find this also. Okay, if you find that all these three equal, then we'll say it's continuous. Okay, so firstly I am finding here left hand limit. So this is your left hand limit. This, since we are looking for continuity at 2, so you have to write x tends to 2 minus over here for left hand limit fx, then x tends to h. Okay, then you write 0 minus, and here this x will become 2 minus h. Okay, and then 2 minus h means it is not equal to 2. Okay, so this output will be according to this one. Okay, because you know that if here input is not equal to 2, then output should be this one. Okay, so you will get 2 minus h whole square, because this whole thing is like x. Okay, minus 4 upon 2 minus h this. Okay, now you can simplify this. Okay, so here what happens, down this 2, okay, and this will get cancelled, and you are left with this. Okay, so it's simply you have to just simplify this, like here 2 minus h whole square minus 2a square, so this is like a square minus b square, so that's why you're getting a plus b, a minus b type. Okay, and then you can see that these two will get cancelled and you are left with this. Now if you put h equal to 0, then your value will come 4. Then find the right hand limit. Okay, this is how we write x tends to h, here we have 2 plus, so 0 plus, and here we had x, so here it becomes this plus h. Okay, then you can see that this is also not equal to 2, so this will be also given by the this one only, x square minus 4 x minus 2. Okay, so again this is like a square, this 4 can be written as 2a square. Okay, so this will be like, here it's like b square, here like a square, so you can just factorize it, and you'll see that one term from numerator will cancel the denominator, so you are getting this. Now if you put h equal to 0, then you are getting 4. So here you saw that your left hand limit and right hand limit came 4. Okay, and the next job is to find the functional value at x equal to 2. So there also you are getting 4. So here we saw that left hand limit is equal to right hand limit equal to f of 2 equal to 4. Therefore f of x is continuous, okay, at x equal to 2. it's continuous at x equal to 2. Now next is discontinuous function. Now when do we say a function is discontinuous? A function fx is said to be discontinuous at x equal to a if it is not continuous at x equal to a. So let me show you example. When do we say it's discontinuous? Like here you can see this is the graph of this function. Okay, f of x equal to x square minus 1 upon x minus 1. Okay, graph of this function is this one, and here you will see that this function, this fx, okay, is not defined at x equal to 1. Why it's not defined at x equal to 1? Because if I take f of 1, then I will get 1 square minus 1 upon 1 minus 1, that is 0 by 0. Denominator is coming 0. Okay, so not defined. Yes, so we cannot plot. Okay, so for the other points, like here, for other points, like if I take one point over here, so I have something, okay, as output. If I take one point, then I have output. But if I take x equal to 1, no, then I don't have any output because it's not defined. Okay, so here you can see that if you approach towards 1 from right hand side, okay, and if you approach from left hand side, you will see that limit is coming 2, but functional value f of 1 not defined. Okay, not defined. Clear? So we'll say that this is discontinuous. Okay, this is discontinuous at x equal to 1. Okay, because when I'm trying to draw the graph for this, no, as I reach to x equal to 1, I have to lift my pen, and then I have to leave one point, and then I have to start again drawing the graph. So at x equal to 1, I am forced to lift my pen to continue to draw the graph. So that's how this is discontinuous. Okay, at x equal to 1. At other points it is continuous. Okay, so we say that a function is discontinuous at x equal to a if it is not continuous. Okay, so this function was this x squared minus 1 upon x minus 1. So you will write down this in your maths copy. Discontinuous function. A function fx is said to be discontinuous at x equal to a if it is not continuous at this. For example, you can write like that. Okay, example, f of x equal to x square minus 1 upon this. Okay, is discontinuous at x equal to 1. Okay, because here you can see, no, that limit x tends to 1, f of x is coming how much? 2, but f of 1 not defined. Yes, not defined. So these two are not equal. Yes, you can see this. Okay, so please write down that. Now next, continuity in open interval. Okay, open interval, if I write a comma b, it means that all the points are included. Okay, all the numbers in between a and b are included except a and b. A and b are excluded, rest all are included. It means, okay, if I write 1 comma 3, okay, then on the real line, this is 1, this is 3. So this means all the points, okay, except 1 and 3. This means open interval. So continuity and in open interval. A function is continuous in an open interval a comma b if it is continuous at every point a comma b. So let me try to make you understand through this graph. Like here I have taken this function fx equal to x square plus 1, and here x, okay, here x is from this interval, open interval, minus 1 comma 1. So we say that this function is continuous in this open interval if it's minus 2 to 2. So here I will say that this function is continuous in this open interval minus 2 comma 2, okay. In this open interval we write it like this, round bracket, okay. So this function will be continuous in this open interval if for each point in this interval, okay, you get definite value, like you pick any point in this interval and you shall get a definite value, okay, you should get a definite value. Like here you can see there is no discontinuity. Once you start your pen drawing this graph, you don't have to lift your pen, okay. So we shall say that a function is continuous in open interval if the function is continuous at each point in that interval. Like you take any point in this interval and you just draw this perpendicular, you will see that this will meet one point in this graph, okay. So that means for every point in that interval, function will have some value, okay, fixed value, definite value or fixed value, okay. So you will write that also. Next is continuity in closed interval, okay. Closed interval means this. If I write this 1 comma 2, so here 1 is also included, 2 is also included. So on the real line 1 and 2, it means everything from here till here included in this, okay. So the function fx is said to be continuous in closed interval a comma b if function is continuous in a comma b, this open interval firstly, and secondly the function fx is continuous from right at a, okay, and function should be continuous from left hand side at b. So try to understand through this graph. Here I have defined one function fx equal to 3x cube, where x is from this closed interval 0 comma 1, okay. So here this is your 0 to 1 closed interval, okay. So we will say that this function is continuous, okay, if at this point 0, okay, at this point function should be continuous from right hand side, okay. That means right hand limit should be equal to f of 0, okay, and at this point this function should be continuous from we should have this left hand limit is equal to f of 1, okay, and for the remaining points, no, it should be continuous, okay, according to that method where left hand limit, right hand limit equal to f of a. But only for this, the first one and this. For this, right hand limit, and for this, left hand limit, okay. So write down this also. Okay, next, write down few examples of continuous functions, okay. Always remember that a constant function is continuous, okay. Let's say if I denote f of x equal to 2, then graph of this will be this, okay. This is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. So graph of this function will be this parallel line, okay, parallel to x-axis, okay, at height 2. So you can see this is continuous. Then function f of x equal to xn, okay, where n is natural number. This is always continuous, okay. F of x equal to sin x. So sin x is always continuous. Graph of sin x is this, always continuous. Cos x also continuous. Graph is this. Then f of x integral points. This is not continuous, okay. Here if I write f of 2, okay, then this will be 2 only. But if I write 2.1, then this will be simply 2, okay. So you'll see that this is not continuous. Integral points, at integral point this is not continuous. Okay, and this fifth one, f of x mod x is always continuous. Number 6, polynomial functions are always continuous. Polynomial functions of degree n will be written like this. Let's say this is a1, a2, like this, okay. So if you have a function of this type, polynomial function, always continuous. Tan x is not continuous at x equal to this. Anyway, you don't have to remember these main things. Simply remember that constant function is continuous, and mainly this polynomial function is always continuous, okay. This one is also important. These things you all know, sin x, cos x, you have seen the graph also. So you have to write down these examples. Then next is removal discontinuity, okay. Means if there is a discontinuity, so we can remove it and then we can make it continuous, okay. So for few function it's possible, okay. So let us see when do we say that removal discontinuity is there. If you see that your left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, okay, but f of a is different, okay, f of a is different, then in that case that type of discontinuity will be called removal discontinuity, okay. So here a function f is said to have removable discontinuity at x equal if the left hand limit, right hand limit equal, but functional value at a is not equal, okay. So we say that removable discontinuity is there. Like here at x equal to 1, at x equal to 1, right hand limit is equal to 2 and left hand limit is also 2. Okay, but f of 1 not defined. Okay, so how we can make it continuous? Okay, so what we can do is we can define like this: f of x will be this x square minus 1 upon x minus 1 for x not equal to 1, and we can define f of x equal to 2 when x equal to 1. Okay, because this is not defined, this is different. Okay, here it's not defined only, so simply we can put 2. Okay, so in that way what will happen? Left hand limit, right hand limit, f of 1 equal to 2. Okay, so that's how it will become continuous, and then you can easily draw the graph without lifting your pen. Okay, so removal discontinuity is understood, that if left hand limit and right hand limit equal but f of a is different, okay, or not defined, then we can have that. Clear? Discontinuity can be removed by defining f in such a way that limit equal to f of a. Like here in this example, okay, in this graph, how did we remove the discontinuity? By defining f of 1 as limit x tends to 1 f of x. Yes, by defining that we have removed the discontinuity. So this is done. Next is jump discontinuity, and if you have a jump discontinuity, in that case you cannot remove. And why do we have jump discontinuity? Because in that case left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. This is the reason. If left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, then that type of discontinuity, then you will have jump discontinuity. Okay, you cannot assign any value by your own and make it continuous, like in this case. Here at x equal to 0, there is discontinuity. Okay, if you try to approach, this is your 0, okay, 0 is here. So if you try to approach 0 from left hand side, so that means I am looking for left hand limit. So left hand limit means you are approaching from left hand side, so that whatever value you are taking, that value will be less than 0. So for less than 0 we have to define by this. Okay, so your limit will be, your left hand limit will come 1. Okay, and when you are approaching to your right from right hand side, okay, so in that case your input will be more than 0, so that will be governed by this one. So in that case your right hand limit will be equal to -1. So clearly you can see that left hand limit and right hand limit, okay, not equal. Okay, so this type of discontinuity is called jump discontinuity, and you can see here big gap is there. Okay, so this gap cannot be filled simply assigning one value. Okay, getting it? Because we have got only one point, only one input is there, and one input, with the help of one input you cannot fill up this whole gap. Okay, so this will be discontinuous at x equal to 0. Okay, and this type of discontinuity is called jump discontinuity. Okay, like here in this case what was happening, at x equal to 1, okay, there was only one gap to be filled. Okay, only one gap to be filled. So we could easily assign one value and this gap got filled, and we could easily move without lifting our pen. Okay. So why only one gap was there? Because left hand limit and right hand limit was equal. That's why there was only one gap to be filled for this one input. So we easily assigned this f of 1 to be 2, and then we got continuous function. Okay. So jump discontinuity, you have to write the definition. So though the video got long, okay, but can't help it. Hope you all will understand with the help of this graph and this explanation. Mainly your first method is important. You should remember that in order to show that a function is continuous at a given point, you should remember that left hand limit, right hand limit should be equal to functional value at that point. Okay. If you could show this, then function is continuous at A, otherwise discontinuous. And for removal, your left hand and right hand limit will be equal. Okay. This will not be equal. And for jump, your left hand limit and right hand limit not equal. Okay. So mainly you have to remember these things. So I thought of explaining with the help of graph so that things will be more clear to you. Okay. So we shall do questions in the next class. Okay.